So why on earth am I sitting here with a balloon and Johnny's sitting here with his sleep tape on his mouth? Well, we want to share with you 2 hacks. Are you good?
Yeah.
We're just ripping his sleep tape off there. We want to share with you 2 hacks that are going to help you to get better quality sleep. And these are probably 2 things that you've not heard of before, okay? So let's jump in.
Yeah, perfect. So guys, why is sleep so important? Okay, you may have heard it many times before. So apart from the obvious, like you've got your recovery, helps you recover, helps you reset, and kind of the clearly obvious is that you need to sleep. You can't stay awake 24/7. There are other reasons that you may not be aware of that we're going to share with you.
Yeah, guys. So the first one here is the impact and effect it has on your emotional well-being. And one key here to understand is that when you go to sleep and you get a real good high-quality night's sleep, you get the chemical mix and the chemical drop of hormones in your system that you need to be able to operate from a good emotional space. You're able to then stabilize those moods and emotions throughout the day when you actually are awake.
Definitely, and pain relief is another benefit here of sleep. And what I mean by pain relief is when we sleep, and I mean good quality deep sleep, our body and mind get a chance to reset and recover and rebuild, and they get to reconnect to each other, which helps obviously them to become obviously stronger, re-energized, to deal with pain better, like physical pain, and get rid of it, and just many other benefits, and become more kind of robust. Think about it as you've got like a kind of a big team of little people, little robots, basically just entering your body at night and just literally rebuilding, reconnecting, just fixing everything that you've done to your body throughout that day. And so the next morning you wake up feeling amazing.
I've just got this picture in my head now of all these little people like just building and reconstructing my internal space. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's so true, isn't it?
Yeah,
like it really makes a big difference from a recovery standpoint. So the next thing, guys, is thought forms. Our sleep allows us to tap into our subconscious, right? This automated part of ourselves that creates these thoughts or downloads these thoughts even. And when that happens, we get to be more aware of what these thoughts are. So when we are sleeping, our mind gets to organize these thoughts. It gets to store them in the place where it needs to store them the most. And that helps you in the day to follow. So if you have an erratic night's sleep and you have some erratic thinking going on, when you're then awake, you then live from this erratic place, this stress state, this overwhelmed space where you're overthinking all the time. So if you're an overthinker, one of the best things you can do is pay attention to your sleep. That's huge, because tapping into your subconscious here is essential. And then on another level, right, if you get real deep quality sleep, you get to access your superconscious. And this is a higher level of consciousness, which we all have access to, and we all have the capacity to connect with and get in touch with. And this really ignites this intuition and this deep state of learning within us. So if we're able to get into a deep sleep, a deep state, we're then able to pay attention to our dreams, for example. We're able to wake up and suddenly we've got this idea and we're maybe not sure where it come from. That's coming from intuition, which is this like source that we get information from outside of us. These like we receive it throughout the night. And so from a spiritual perspective, regardless of kind of your belief system around this, you're able to grow within that connection, okay? If you think of the words, we have like inspiration, spirit is in that word. When we breathe, we inspire. When we're sleeping, we get these downloads of inspiration, and expiration when we breathe as well. Think of the word respiration, right? It's about reconnecting with spirit. It's our breath, it's our respiratory system. And this is all connected. So when we sleep and we take care of the quality of that sleep, we get to connect on a much deeper level from a spiritual standpoint as well.
Awesome. And so those are just a few of the kind of other benefits that you might not have really known about. And there are many others, but what we're going to kind of move on to now is kind of some of the challenges that we face when we sleep. So most of us face sleeping challenges all the time, and I'm sure you can relate to some of these ones. And one of them is getting off to sleep. a struggle getting off to sleep. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this one. You're just literally laying in bed, laying awake and just going, okay, it's been an hour now. I'm still not sleeping. 2 hours have gone by. I'm still not sleeping.
And then you get obsessed with not being sleeping.
Yeah, and then you get obsessed with why can't I sleep, and you're trying to figure it out. And before you know it, it's pretty much the morning time and you're exhausted.
Yeah, guys, that's just one. That's very, very, very common.
Yeah.
Another one here is waking up during the night. So you might get off soundly to sleep, but then you wake up because either you're having a thought or because you're uncomfortable and you're restless inside your body. So the hacks that we're going to share are going to help you combat that one too.
Definitely. And okay, say you've obviously got to sleep okay, you sleep through the night, but you wake up and you feel tired, you feel groggy. And this is another common one for a lot of people is even though you slept through the night, your sleep might not have been obviously good quality. So when you wake up, you feel tired, you feel groggy, you feel like you've got brain fog, you can't focus, you can't concentrate. And these two hacks we're going to share with you are going to help to combat these kind of sleep challenges that you face.
Yeah, guys, so these sleep hacks that we're going to share, they're probably not ones you've heard of, right? They're going to be a little bit maybe different to your standard sleep routines and all the rest of it, because we know these work. We've tried them, we've tested them ourselves. They're our go-to tools if we happen to be struggling with sleep. But since we've been doing these hacks, we don't struggle with sleep. So let's jump in and share with you what they are.
So the first hack is sleep tape. And now you go, what's that? So, like at the beginning, when Charlotte mentioned what I was wearing, what was covering my mouth, that tape, that was sleep tape. So what that does is basically just stops you from breathing in and out through your mouth. Okay, and we've done this a while back. We've done this every night for a month. Okay, and this helped us to retrain our system to breathe through the nose while we sleep. And I know what you're asking is, why is this important? So why should I breathe through my nose? Well, by breathing through your mouth, you basically breathe out a lot more water, so you become dehydrated much quicker, which is why you get that dry mouth and you feel a bit like you've basically just woken up in a desert the next morning, and that affects your energy and your focus and so on. But also, by breathing through your mouth, you can't get enough oxygen into those lungs to breathe efficiently, so you start hyperventilating, and this is what wakes you up in the middle of the night. This is what you get stressed, and this disrupts your sleep. So by shutting your mouth off and by using the tape, which forces you to close your mouth and forces you to use your nose to breathe, you slow down your breathing and you take in less breaths but more oxygen, which helps to take your body into a more recovery, rest and digest state, which when you wake up in the morning, obviously you don't have dry mouth, you feel great, you feel energized, and you just feel like, again, everything has just recovered. It's just reconnected again. And it's one of those things where you might start wearing it and you might feel a bit weird.
Yeah, I felt weird in the beginning, right? Because like you kind of see in the beginning, and for those of you that might be listening to this rather than watching, it's like having, like a Band-Aid over your mouth.
Surgical
it's
tape.
Like tape. But it's not a Band-Aid. It's specific sleep tape, which we'll tell you about in a second where you can get it. But the sleep tape itself will feel a little bit strange at first. For me, personally, when I put it on, it's kind of felt like, I don't want to kind of scare you off from doing it now, but it felt a little bit like a bit of a suffocation at first. And all it clearly wasn't suffocation. I still completely had access to be able to breathe through my nose, so it's fine. But initially, my body was panicked a little bit, because it was like, whoa, hang on, we normally breathe through here. Now I need to reroute and take another direction. And that's all that was happening. But because what I was used to was obviously breathing in a different way, my system started to, create this story in my head, and actually it didn't last very long. No. So I know it can seem really strange, guys, but it's something that is one of the most effective things you can do. And the latest science is showing that this is so profound and has so many different impacts. You had a client, didn't you?
Yeah. So I had a client that I was working specifically on retraining her breathing. And part of that was using the sleep tape to improve her sleep. So my client had asthma, and she got to the point in her life where she'd only have asthma attacks when there was kind of changes in weather, or she was stressed or not sleeping well. So when those came up, obviously there would be using an inhaler to kind of combat that attack. So the first thing we did in terms of retraining the breathing was to teach her to breathe through her nose and not through the mouth, so in and out through the nose. And when she was sleeping, part of that was to use the sleep tape. And she, again, her feedback was just kind of similar. The first 2 days were a bit strange. She, again, freaked out a bit and then realized, hold on, I can actually breathe through my nose. I don't need to breathe through my mouth.
It's like if you've ever been scuba diving, it's that kind of weird feeling when you're recalibrating your breath.
Exactly, and as soon as you realize that, your body just relaxes and you go, okay, I breathe through my nose, easy. So after, again, a month of her doing that, her sleep automatically, literally within a few days, had improved massively from her not waking up in the middle of the night, not waking up tired and waking up energized and just ready to go. And her rate of asthma attacks diminished massively. And when she did have them, she was able to deal with them a lot more calmly and effectively through nasal breathing without having to use the asthma pump that she had, because she wasn't obviously hyperventilating through the mouth. She was calming down, taking slower, deep breaths, which sends the body into a recovery, rest and digest state. And that is kind of the crazy benefits that just switching your breathing pattern from mouth to nasal breathing has, especially when you're sleeping. And it's just, this is the kind of sleeping tape that we use. And if you type this in Google, and you can find it pretty much anywhere online. So I would definitely recommend giving it a go. And it's not something you need to do all the time. Yeah. So we've done it for a month, and this helps us to retrain our breathing patterns when we sleep. So you can try it for a month, you can try it for a week, you can try it for 2 months, until you start to feel that habit changing and you start to kind of wake up and you notice the changes without having to use the tape as well. So however long it takes for you is going to be different for everyone, but it's not something you have to do for the rest of your life.
No, unless you want to.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, isn't it? It's like the knock-on effects this has on something like asthma, and there's many other benefits, and we're not going to get into them now with you because obviously this is about sleep. But the benefits are profound, and when you really start to tap into what you're capable of, you know, you can start to make some real changes when it comes to your wellness and your life, big time.
Definitely.
All right. So, are you good on sleep tape?
Yeah, I think that's a sleep tape for now.
So, the balloon. What's this balloon thing all about? So, guys, I have definitely struggled in the past with the common challenge that John mentioned about like laying there awake, right? You're just laying there awake, you're like, okay, an hour's gone, another hour's gone, like what on earth is happening here? And I'm just thinking, right? And this is something that I don't struggle with at all now, because I found the things that work for me, obviously, to help with that. And we talk in other videos about meditation and all these kind of things, which are obviously all very good for you. But this is something that really helped me in the moment. And we called this like sleep hacks because it is something that you can just start doing straight away and you'll get a massive benefit. So you get a very quick return on this, whereas meditation can sometimes take a little while to see the difference, as an example. But the balloon, you do not have to sleep with a balloon, okay? First thing to mention, you definitely don't. This is really just to give you a bit of a visual. Because I want you to just picture yourself having all these thoughts and being stuck in your head. So you're laying in bed and you've got all these thoughts in your head. That means that you are paying attention in here. You're not necessarily paying attention to the rest of your body. And what happens is we get a bit consumed. So all of our energy is going to our mind to entertain these thoughts. And when that happens, we kind of get a little bit clogged up, right? We get a little bit full up of all these thoughts and all of this energy. And when it's in our head, it doesn't allow us to kind of shut down for the night. So it's really important that we make some space within. So with the balloon, I want you to just imagine that your thoughts have got little labels attached to them. So I don't know, like I need to do the washing, I need to meet this person tomorrow, I forgot to do this. Like whatever it is you're thinking of, the little thoughts that pop up, imagine you put each one of those thoughts on a little label. And then you take that label and you attach it to the balloon. And the idea here is you visualize yourself attaching the thought to a balloon and then you just let the balloon go, okay? When you do that, it takes that energy outside of you, and that will enable you to be able to have that space within, so that, like John mentioned, that little army of people that go in to reconstruct and rebuild, they have space to do that. But if you're consumed by thoughts, you know, your cells in your body are going to be consumed with those thoughts rather than the recovery that it needs to be doing. And then from there, you get the benefit of deeper subconscious access, deeper superconscious access. That's when you get to really stretch yourself in terms of what you're capable of, and your body can expand whilst you're even asleep. And I mean expand from within, and expand from an energetic standpoint. So one of the things that I like to do here, and I definitely recommend you guys do if you struggle with this, is as soon as you get into bed, you take your focus to your body. So you literally do a little bit of a body scan, and we've talked about this before in other videos, and on our emotional mastery course and on the body mastery course. We actually give you a guided way of doing this as well, which is a body relaxation, a deep body relaxation, because we tend to feel tense. Even if we're running off with our thoughts, even if they're not like bad thoughts, we feel tense in our system because our focus is on something up here and in our head and not in our body. So allowing yourself to scan your body. So all you're doing here is you've got your eyes closed, you're laying there nice and relaxed, and you're taking yourself through each area of the body. So you're saying, okay, neck, relax. Cool, you feel it relax. You go shoulders, relax. Okay, this is like a super simple way of doing it. And you take yourself all the way from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, and you allow yourself to relax. From there, when a thought pops up, attach it to the balloon and let it go. I like personally to visualize space, like the universe. So when I let my balloon go, I kind of have this visual of it going out into space. It's just something that resonates with me. You can use that one. You can create your own thing. Maybe you want to put it out to sea. Maybe you want to just let it vanish. Maybe you want it to just dissolve into the sky. Like, I don't know what that is for you. But visualizing that thought being attached to a balloon and you letting it go, that will help you to take this energy out of your system, which will create space for you to be able to then have all of that goodness to happen whilst you're asleep. All right, does that make sense? That does make sense. That can make sense to you guys as well. Give it a try. Let us know.
Definitely, sure. Guys. So those two hacks are going to be extremely profound and have a big impact on the way that you sleep going forward, and everything else in the rest of your day when you wake up feeling energized and just absolutely on the ball and ready to go. So just want to basically just kind of wrap up and just kind of summarize what we've been speaking about. So sleep has more than the obvious benefits attached.
Definitely. We know it's got its challenges.
Exactly. So by using these two sleep hacks, you'll be able to kind of reset your system so you never have sleep issues again.
Definitely. That's huge. If you can really nail some of these, then it will really, really, really help you. So before we disappear, we have had a question come in, which was, apart from these two hacks, what else can I do to improve my sleep? Okay, so they want to do everything. And first things first, don't do everything at once. Just pick one and go for that. Okay, the ones we've just shared with you are definitely quick sleep hacks where you're going to get a very quick return on your efforts to do those things. So start there. If not, you have some other options, simple things I know you would have heard before, like keeping your bedroom cool, keeping a nice cool temperature. If you're too hot, our system can't do what it needs to do, okay? So being in a cool atmosphere is going to help drastically. Make sure that you have no technology or screen time at least 1 hour before you go to sleep. Make sure that you don't have any work that you're doing at least 2 hours before you go to bed. And then making sure that you don't have any stimulants at least 3 hours before you go to bed. So what I mean by stimulants is like caffeine, your coffee, a heavy meal, all of those kind of things. So try to avoid that 3 hours before. So you've got plenty of things to pick from.
Cool. And yeah, just to add on to the kind of stimulants one as well, if you're someone who doesn't digest stimulants well, like coffee or sugar, make sure you kind of increase that time frame to 6 to 8 hours before bed. And you'll know if you're one of those people where if you have a coffee at 12 midday and you're still awake at midnight, that's a kind of a clear sign.
Sensitive to caffeine.
Yeah, you're very sensitive. So have it earlier or cut it out or switch to a good decaf.
Definitely, guys. So listen, the key here is choose the habits that resonate the most with you. Try out these hacks. Let us know how you get on with them, because you know, like we said, we've tried these, we've tested them, we know they work, and we want them to work for you too.
Excellent. So that is all from us for today, guys. So we obviously hope you enjoyed what we just spoken about, and you're going to take it, run with it, use it, and let us know how you get on. So until next time, we'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye.